Have you ever wondered what living in Poland really conceals? This is a nation where Europe's most painful history forged extraordinary people. Women possessing strength that defies any adversity, men carrying national pride, transcending generations, and a society that transformed centuries of suffering into the continent's most inspiring culture of resistance. Today, I'm going to reveal why Poland is considered the homeland of Eastern Europe's strongest people, but I'll also expose the hidden price of this strength. A lifestyle where national pride mixes with historical trauma, where every family guards survival stories that shape modern mentality, and where living means honoring the past while building a prosperous European future. Can you imagine existing in a place where every street holds memories of epic battles, where grandmothers who survived World War II teach their grandchildren that dignity matters more than comfort, and where Catholic faith fuses with nationalism that can surprise any foreigner? Poland isn't just a country. It's a laboratory of human resistance where pain became strength and tragedy transformed into triumph. But there's something tourist documentaries will never tell you. Behind every Pole, man or woman, exists a survivor who learned that freedom isn't a gift, but daily conquest, that economic independence matters more than superficial luxury, and that in a country erased from maps for 123 years, cultural identity is protected with ancestral fierceness. From Krakow's medieval streets to Gdansk's modern shipyards, from forests where partisans fought Nazis to factories now producing for all Europe, I'll take you on a journey revealing not only why Poles developed that legendary strength, but how this survival mentality shapes every aspect of modern life. Prepare to discover a society where every citizen inherits history, including Mongol invasions, Prussian partitions, Nazi occupation, and communist regime, creating mental resistance that produces literally unbreakable people. But also, prepare for the contradictions of living in a country embracing European modernity, while maintaining traditions that might seem anachronistic. Are you ready to discover what it's really like living in the heart of Europe that never surrendered? Because what follows will forever change your understanding of what it means to be strong. But before we continue, tell me in the comments, do you think you could adapt to a lifestyle where pride and resistance are fundamental values? Which aspect of Polish culture seems most admirable or challenging to you? Hit like if you want more videos about countries where extreme history forged extraordinary people, and subscribe to explore the world's most resilient cultures. Share this video with someone who needs inspiration about transforming adversity into strength, because this perspective can completely change your vision of human resistance. To understand why Polish life produced such extraordinarily strong people, we must comprehend how 1,000 years of brutal history created a culture where elegant survival became national art, from medieval invasions through post-communist democratic transformation. Polish character was born from the necessity of preserving identity under constant occupation. During Poland's partitions, 1772 to 1918, when the country literally vanished from European maps, Poles developed cultural resistance strategies, including clandestine education, secret language preservation, and maintaining Catholic traditions as acts of rebellion. Polish women became guardians of national culture, teaching Polish to their children while pretending to speak German or Russian in public, while men organized secret societies and uprisings that inspired independence movements throughout Europe. During World War II, Poland suffered proportionally more than any other European country. 6 million dead, cities completely destroyed, and 90% of the Jewish population exterminated. But here's what's extraordinary. Instead of breaking, Poles developed a never-again mentality, including extreme self-sufficiency, communal solidarity, and determination that future generations would never experience such vulnerability. Did you know that during communism, 1945-1989, Poles perfected the art of living double lives? Publicly, they complied with the Soviet regime, but privately maintained Catholic traditions, organized parallel universities, and developed an informal economy that functioned better than the official one. Polish families learned to be self-sufficient, growing food, repairing everything, and creating support networks that could survive any political crisis. Catholic Church influence also profoundly shaped Polish mentality. It wasn't just religion, but the center of national resistance where traditions were preserved, political opposition organized, and hope maintained during the darkest periods. Pope John Paul II, Polish, became a symbol that Poles could lead the world, not just survive in it. The tradition of Solidarność, solidarity, also defines modern Polish culture. It wasn't just a labor movement, but a life philosophy teaching that strong individuals create strong communities, that personal dignity is worth more than material security, and that freedom is conquered through collective sacrifice. The system of działka, small land plots, also explains Polish mentality. During communism, when food was scarce, every family maintained a small plot where they grew vegetables and raised animals. This tradition continues today. Millions of Poles maintain country houses where they practice the self-sufficiency their grandparents taught them as survival strategy. And here's the first secret of Polish mentality. Strength isn't just physical resistance, but moral elegance. Poles developed the capacity to maintain dignity, education, and cultural sophistication, even in the most brutal conditions. This combination of resistance and refinement explains why modern Poles can be simultaneously tough and culturally sophisticated. But what will really surprise you is how this resistance heritage manifests in modern daily life. Now let's get to current reality. What's it actually like living in modern Poland? And here's where resistance heritage, accelerated economic transformation, and deep family traditions create a unique lifestyle that produces extraordinarily adaptable and proud people. First, Polish family lifestyle. In Poland, family isn't just emotional support, it's an integrated economic and social fortress. Important decisions are made collectively, generations live geographically close, and family bonds include mutual financial responsibilities that can surprise foreigners. Polish men maintain protective roles, including everything from physical security to family economic stability, while Polish women manage complex social networks, providing everything from job opportunities to cooperative childcare. Did you know the Polish concept of dom, home, goes far beyond physical housing? It's a cultural sanctuary where traditions are preserved, emergency supplies stored, and family altars maintained honoring ancestors. Polish families frequently own multiple properties, urban apartment, country house, and land plot, as survival strategy inherited from generations who learn not to depend completely on government systems. Second factor, Polish work ethic. Poles developed work mentality, combining German perfectionism with Slavic creativity and resistance forged in adversity. Polish professionals are known throughout Europe for their ability to work under pressure, solve problems with limited resources, and maintain high quality even in difficult conditions. Polish men frequently master technical trades, construction, engineering, manufacturing, requiring both skill and physical resistance, while Polish women excel in education, health, and administration, often combining multiple jobs to maintain family economic security. Polish economic lifestyle is also distinctive. Due to memory of scarcity, Poles maintain conservative financial strategies, including aggressive saving, investment in tangible properties, and maintaining multiple income sources. Polish families frequently operate small family businesses besides main jobs, from repair services to subsistence agriculture. as hedge against economic uncertainty. Third crucial element, Polish celebration culture. Poles celebrate intensely because they learned that joy must be actively created, not passively expected. Polish weddings can last 3 days with specific traditions for each moment. Christmas celebrations include rituals connecting to centuries of history, and patron saint days become community festivals, strengthening social bonds. It's not frivolity, but investment in community morale that helps people survive difficult times. And you know what's most impressive about Polish character? The combination of humility and pride. Poles rarely boast about personal achievements, but feel fierce pride for national accomplishments, family, and cultural traditions. This duality creates people who are simultaneously modest individually, but fierce in defending what they value collectively. Education's influence is also fundamental. Poland has one of the world's highest literacy rates and a tradition of valuing knowledge as a form of freedom. Poles frequently speak multiple languages, maintain broad cultural interests, and consider continuous education a moral responsibility, not just professional advantage. Polish hospitality tradition also shapes social relationships. When Poles invite you home, it's an elaborate ceremony including abundant food, deep conversation, and establishment of trust that can last generations. This hospitality isn't casual, but mutual evaluation, determining whether you deserve inclusion in family trust circles. But here's the most complex contradiction. This apparently traditional culture hides intense modern tensions. And this is where Polish life shows its most complex side, because behind all this strength and national pride exist generational, political, and social tensions directly affecting the daily experience of living in this country. First explosive contradiction: modern Poland is simultaneously Eastern Europe's most economically successful country, but also the most politically divided. Polish society is polarized between Poles embracing liberal European values and those defending conservative Catholic traditions. This division affects everything from family relationships to job opportunities. Educated young Poles frequently clash with older family members over issues like LGBTI+ rights, immigration, and the church's role in politics, creating family tensions that can last years. Did you know Poland faces a severe demographic crisis, where the most educated youth emigrate massively to Western Europe? Over 2 million Poles live permanently abroad, creating a brain drain that leaves older generations caring for rural areas, while cities fill with Ukrainian and Belarusian workers. This migration creates complex family dynamics, where Polish parents maintain empty houses, hoping their children will return from London, Amsterdam, or Berlin. Second revelation: impacting daily life. Catholic Church influence creates social pressure that can be oppressive, especially for young women. Poland has one of Europe's most restrictive abortion laws. Divorce remains socially stigmatized in small communities, and expectations about gender roles can brutally clash with female professional aspirations. Educated Polish women frequently feel they must choose between career and family in ways their European counterparts don't face. The generational difference also creates intense conflicts over historical memory. Older Poles who lived through communism maintain distrust toward anything resembling socialism, while youth who only know democratic Poland may not understand why their parents react so intensely to political changes that seem minor. And you know what's the most brutal contradiction for expatriates? Poland is incredibly hospitable to Western visitors, but can be socially exclusive for permanent immigrants, especially those from non-European countries. Foreigners frequently experience a honeymoon period where they're treated with curiosity and courtesy, but real integration requires learning not only Polish language, extremely difficult, but also cultural codes, including understanding of national history that Poles consider fundamental. Third social bomb: The difference between life in Warsaw, Krakow versus rural Poland is like living in different centuries. Large cities offer cosmopolitan lifestyle with European salaries and modern social freedoms, but 40% of Poles live in small towns where conservative traditions, limited economic opportunities, and conformist social pressure can make life suffocating, especially for people with non-traditional aspirations. The issue of Polish nationalism is also controversial. The national pride that helped Poles survive centuries of occupation sometimes manifests as hostility toward immigrants, resistance to cultural diversity, and support for political parties promising Poland for Poles. This mentality creates tensions with European multiculturalism values that Poland officially embraces. Did you know there's a phenomenon of internal emigration, where Poles from conservative regions move to large cities not just for economic opportunities, but for social freedom? These internal migrants frequently cut contact with families to escape traditional expectations about marriage, religion, and lifestyle. And the most shocking revelation, many Polish families develop modern double life strategies that include. After this deep journey through Polish reality, we reach the most important conclusion. Poles aren't strong despite their painful history, but because of it. They've created a culture that transforms trauma into triumph, adversity into dignity, and pain into national pride that inspires the entire world. The final synthesis about Polish life is inspiring. It's the only country in the world that demonstrated no occupation, no regime, no tragedy can destroy human spirit when sustained by strong family, deep faith, and unbreakable determination. Modern Poland is living proof that countries can resurrect from the darkest ashes to become examples of prosperity and freedom. What makes the Polish experience unique? It's the only place where you can simultaneously live in a country that deeply honors its past while aggressively building its future, where tradition doesn't limit progress but strengthens it, where every citizen carries within themselves the memory of ancestors who paid the supreme price for the freedom they enjoy today. The Polish experience teaches that true strength isn't the absence of vulnerability, but the capacity to transform vulnerability into power. Poles developed resilience that not only protects them from future adversity, but makes them models for other nations facing their own crises. Is experiencing Polish life worthwhile? Absolutely. But you must understand, it's not a superficial comfort experience. It's an emotional and cultural boot camp that teaches about dignity, loyalty, and the importance of family and community over individual convenience. It's a country that challenges you to be a better version of yourself. For men who admire Polish strength, learn their non-negotiable dedication toward family protection, their work ethic that accepts no excuses, and their ability to maintain personal honor regardless of external pressure. For women inspired by Polish strength, adopt their philosophy of creating beauty and warmth even in difficult conditions, their capacity to be simultaneously strong and feminine, and their understanding that true independence comes from community support, not isolation. For families considering Poland, it's an exceptional country for teaching children about resilience, history, and the importance of standing up for principles even when difficult. But it requires commitment to understanding a culture that values roots, tradition, and collective memory as foundations of individual freedom. Polish life is that magical combination where pride isn't arrogance, but appreciation for sacrifices that made freedom possible, where strength isn't aggression, but gentle firmness protecting what matters most, where tradition isn't limitation, but foundation making innovation possible. Poles have perfected the art of transforming pain into power, adversity into advantage, and memory into motivation. Their culture isn't just a way of living, it's a masterclass on how to convert any obstacle into a stepping stone towards something better. Poland teaches you that true wealth isn't material possessions, but the capacity to maintain dignity under pressure, to create joy even in difficult circumstances, and to build communities that can survive anything history might throw at them. Which destination should we explore next to discover cultures that transform adversity into inspiration? You decide.